If your business feels overly busy relative to the revenue you're making, and you would rather work with higher caliber clients who do the work, get great results, and are happy to pay you top dollar, then this is for you. All right, guys, what's going on, Healthpreneurs? Yuri Elkame here, and today I'm going to be walking you through 5 tweaks for more high-paying clients. We're going to get there in just a second. So why should you bother watching this? Well, here's the thing. If you don't feel like you are charging enough or that people won't pay higher prices, if you get a lot of resistance from prospects on the phone, if your business feels overly busy relative to the revenue you're making, and you would rather work with higher caliber clients who do the work, get great results, and are happy to pay you top dollar, then this is for you, okay? So let's dive right into this. And let me walk you through this interesting little mnemonic or acronym known as CREEP. So this is kind of the only time that being a creep will help you in business. Okay? So let me walk you through what these 5 tweaks are. So if you want to get more high-paying clients into your health business, the first tweak that's going to make all the difference for you is this first C. And the first C, actually I'll put these in a slightly different color, is confidence. Confidence is everything, okay? When it comes to selling an idea, a philosophy, a product, a service, if you don't have confidence in what you're selling, neither will the prospects. If you have objections and apprehensions about what it is you're selling, like you think it's too expensive or you're not sure if it's going to work, then they're going to feel the same thing. So whatever objection you have is going to show up in front of you. So confidence, you could have no script. You could have no skill of overcoming objections or knowing how to ask the right questions. But if you have confidence, you will move people beyond anything else. Confidence is everything, because with confidence comes certainty. And what we all want when we're making a buying decision is certainty that we're not making the wrong decision. And we're more afraid of making the wrong decision than we are excited about making the right decision. So when someone doesn't know what they're about to dive into, they have to lean into your confidence to some degree. And the person who has the most certainty will close the other person who has less certainty. So whoever has the most certainty basically closes the sale. Right? So when I'm working with our clients and, they're talking about, I've had 10 calls and no enrollments, and they're following our script and they're showing up and working on their selling skills, I'm asking them first and foremost about their confidence. And I can listen to their conversation. We'll listen to some of their calls and I'll get, just an auditory sense of their conversation. And I'm like, I wouldn't buy from you, right? There's no conviction. There's no confidence. There's no certainty. So 3 C's kind of right there. Confidence, conviction, certainty. You have to have that. Nothing else matters. Okay. When it comes to pricing, some people ask me like, what should I price my coaching program at? My answer is pricing is 100% up here. Whatever you feel 100% confident in charging, not 99%, 100%, that's what you charge. So if you have to start off at $1,500 because you don't feel that you can charge $4K, then you start at $1,500. And eventually, with more yeses and more wins of your clients over time, you will raise your confidence and conviction and certainty that is going to go back now into your pricing to say, you know what, maybe I can charge $2,000. And that's how you build it up over time. Because if I suggest you should charge more and you're like, what's more? And I'm like, I don't know, $4K, because it's still underpriced for what you do. And you're like, well, I don't know, then don't charge $4K. You have to be confident in what it is you're selling, especially when it comes to pricing, okay? Because if you think someone, I just want to mention this real quick. If you think, let's say a $1,500 program to reverse someone's weight that they've been dealing with for years is expensive, never forget that they're going to drop that same amount of money on the newest iPhone, okay? So don't buy that nonsense. All this is when it comes to pricing. It's a clarification of values. Remember, the people you're speaking with, they have phones, smartphones, right? That cost, in some cases, more than $1,100. TVs, big ass flat screen TVs. You can see it walking down the street. You look by someone's living room and they have this huge friggin' flat screen TV on their wall. Do you think that costs them $200? No, they have cars sitting in their driveway. So they have the money. It's just a clarification of their values. So never, never lose sight of that when it comes to you and your conviction with your pricing. Okay. Second, the R stands for results obsessed. So you need to be obsessed with the results that you're able to provide for your clients. And this is everything. You have to understand that you are in business because you're solving a problem for the people you're serving. That's it. Okay. Healthpreneur, our business, only exists to help our clients make more money and help more people and have more freedom in their life. If we can't do that for our clients, we don't deserve to exist as a business. Simple. It's the same with you. If you can't produce a result for your clients, you don't deserve to exist as a business. Okay. So what does that mean? It means that you have to obsess with the results you're able to help your clients achieve. And why does that matter when it comes to attracting high-paying clients? Well, it matters because the more social proof you have, the more conviction someone's going to have, and the more confidence they're going to have that your solution, your work, your coaching, your service is the best option for them. But if you're just trying to get people in, which I'm certain you're not, but if you just got them in and you had a mediocre solution that they didn't get results from, then you would have no social proof to then feed back into your marketing and your sales process to further instill confidence and conviction into your prospective audience. Okay. So, it sounds really like, yeah, I get that, like results obsessed, but I'm serious. Like you have to obsess more about your product, what you're delivering to people than anything else in your business. Because it's not different than marketing. Marketing is the lifeblood of your business, but if you've got a shitty product, that's going to catch up with you. When I say product, I mean like the thing that's being delivered to your clients. So you have to be results obsessed and always be looking at how do I make this better? Like when HBA, our Health Business Accelerator program, when I started that, 6 years ago, it started off as a 2-day live workshop. Show up for 2 days, have a nice life. Okay. And then we evolved it over time. Then it was like an online program. We had one Q&A call a week. All right. It was good at the time. Now, fast forward several years, as an example, we provide up to 7 coaching calls per day on every aspect of your marketing. Why would we do that? Well, if we didn't care about our clients' results, we wouldn't do that, but we do care about them. So we want our clients to have literally on-demand support, coaching, and help literally on an almost hourly basis, 7 days a week. So they don't get stuck. If they do get stuck, they can move quickly and therefore they get better results, right? So I'm not saying you have to do that, but these are the things that you can evolve over time with the feedback from your clients to make things better. Okay. Number 3, the E, or the first E in creep, is expertise. Now you're going to see that a lot of these tie in together, right? There's a lot of overlap here. The more expertise you have, the more confidence you'll have. Because if you're really good at what you do, then you'll know that and you'll be more confident. Expertise is very important, guys. Like when people ask me, like, what are the things that, your best clients have in common? Well, it's what I'm sharing with you here. But 2 of the big ones are you have to be an expert and you have to be confident. Because if someone gets on the phone with you and you're like, well, I think I can, you're done. Any hesitation, you're toast, right? It's we can, as energetic beings, we can sniff out bullshit, right? And if you're coming across as someone who's not expertly, subconsciously or energetically, that prospect is going to pick that up. Just even speaking with you, right? Not even like looking at your stuff, just like even having a conversation with you. I can tell in the space of 30 seconds at what level someone is in their business. If they're talking about like tactical, what type of stuff should I post on Facebook? I know exactly where their business is at revenue-wise. Literally within $10,000, I'll tell you exactly how much they're making, just based on the conversation they're having or the thought process that's going on in their head. Okay. if I'm speaking with someone in a hiring capability, if I'm hiring someone and I'm having a conversation with them and I'm asking them questions, I can tell their level of expertise based on the answers they give me. So when you are having a conversation with a prospect, a lot of times they don't know what they don't know. But you as the expert, I think true expertise is able to do two things aside from producing results. Number one is simplifying complexity. So if you're very good at what you do, you should be able to simplify what you do so that a 10-year-old could understand it. Like for someone like me, if I'm speaking with, I don't know, a banker about some financial stuff, I have to wrap my head around what it is they're talking about. So I'm like, explain this to me like I'm a 10-year-old with a learning disability. And that's literally the position you have to take when you're talking about anything with your prospects about, what it is that they want, the journey that's going to get them there, about your program. You have to make it dead simple. And by doing so, it doesn't make you less expertly. It actually makes you more of an expert because you're able to take complexity and simplify it so they understand. So that's the first piece about the expertise. And the second thing a good expert is able to do is not answer frequently asked questions, but it's to should ask questions. So SAQs. It's you're helping people ask questions they otherwise wouldn't know to ask because they're not even in the same universe of thinking around this topic as you are. Okay. So expertise is very important. If you're not an expert, well, listen, you're not going to attract high-paying clients. And two things I see very often is when I see a health expert and they're charging speaking with someone last week, I charge $97 for my thing. I'm like, well, there's two things happening here. Either number one, you're not very good at what you do, or number two, you don't have confidence in yourself that you can charge that amount, right? And I asked the question, I said, would you be open to adding a zero to that, right? Just going from 97 to 970, we're not even talking about high ticket at this point. And the answer was, well, I've tried high ticket and it didn't work for me. I'm like, really? You sure about that? Because I know people that are exactly doing what you're doing who are charging $5,000 and crushing it. So expertise is very important. If you're not an expert, well, you got to brush up on your skills. Okay, number 4, the second E in creep is energy. Okay. So one of the things I tell my clients is there is no tactic, there's no sales tactic that is going to make up for bad energy. And what I mean by bad energy is it's kind of tough to quantify, it's tough to articulate, but it's this apathy, it's like this blah, it's a sense of how you show up with the other person. It's also this belief in yourself. Energy is infectious. It's very much like, again, it ties in with confidence. So when I hear someone on the phone, if I'm listening to a call, if I'm reviewing someone's call, right away, I know how this call is going to end for the most part. And it has nothing to do with what they're saying. It's how they're showing up and how they're saying what they're saying. And I'm not saying you have to be this over rambunctious, I'm not talking about being energetic. I'm talking about the energy that you come into a conversation with and the energy that you put out into your marketing, right? If you show up in this world with energy of everything is always working out for you, right? That abundance is coming into your life and that's just the way it is because you're a deserving being because of the amazing person you are and the work you're doing. That's what I'm talking about with respect to energy. I'm not talking about caffeinated, raw. It's your disposition of how you show up. And if you have that kind of enthusiasm, it also helps, right? Because it's very attractive. People are attracted to enthusiasm and passion. So again, when I look at, we had a husband and wife clients of ours right now. So they just did $200,000 in a week, enrolling 80 clients, okay? 80 clients. How is it that can happen? And then there are other clients who are still trudging along, 1 or 2 clients a month here and there. What's the difference, right? Well, there's a couple of things, right? There's probably confidence there. There's this belief in themselves that they can produce results, but there's this energy of the expectation that things are going to work out perfectly well. And this is something that the thing is, this is something you have to conjure up inside of you in order for the outer results to reflect that. A lot of people are waiting for the outside results to be what they want in order for them to feel better. And it doesn't work like that. You have to work on yourself. You have to show up on let's just use it as an example of an enrollment call. Like showing up before the call, we talk about a pre-call warm-up. So taking 2 minutes, closing your eyes, and really just telling yourself, what's the intention here? I'm going to show up to the best of my ability to be of service to this individual, regardless of the outcome. I'm going to do my best to be present and give them the love that they deserve, right? Something along those lines, so that you show up from an energetic perspective of, I'm full, my cup is full. I'm not like, I have to close the sale. You're never coming from a place of scarcity. Because when I talk about energy, I'm talking about this sense of prosperity, abundance, everything is always working out for you, as opposed to, oh my God, I have nothing, I have to make this sale. You will that energy is like, if you could spray that energy on you, it would repel mosquitoes. The desperation, the neediness is terrible energy. Just think about a relationship. If you've ever pursued someone else and you were desperate and needy, how did that work out? Not very well. And marketing is exactly the same. If you want to attract high-paying clients, you have to put yourself in an energetic, vibrational level where your cup is full even before it is. It's really simple. No one wants to work with someone who's mediocre and, not doing well in life, right? This is so important. Actually, one of the license plates on one of our cars is vibrate high. Vibrate high. It was going to be that or vibrator, but I think vibrator could have been mistaken for something else. Vibrate high, which means vibrating at such an energy that you simply attract more good things to you. Because when you put yourself in an energetic state, and again, we're not talking about caffeinated, I'm talking about your general disposition in how you show up in life, where you expect things to work out, because you get not what you want in life, you get what you expect. You get what you believe you deserve. You get your standards. So by raising your energy, by raising your vibration, and knowing that everything is always working out for you, that the universe has your back, that all this good is coming into you, and you show up in how you do your stuff in the world, in your enrollment calls, working with your clients, in your marketing, if that's your general disposition, it is impossible for more good stuff not to come into your life. Now, is that going to happen tomorrow? Maybe not. Right? You have to plant the seeds. You have to do this continuously. This is not like a once and done thing. This is how you show up every single day. But it is, I think, arguably the most important thing. When I wrote my book, The All Day Energy Diet, #2 New York Times bestseller, I finished the book by saying, listen, everything I've just talked about is very important, right? Nutrition-wise. But none of this is going to matter if you have very poor vibration in terms of how you show up energetically. Okay, so do what you have to do to raise your vibration and get that energy to the next level. Okay, finally, the P in creep is perfect client pipeline. I don't even know if you can read that, but that's what that says. Perfect client pipeline. So again, I'm getting a little bit more tactical here. So if you want to attract high-paying clients, I'll just rehash this out for you guys if you haven't seen any of my hundreds of other videos on this. You need a predictable system that works even when you don't. So as I'm shooting this video, this perfect client pipeline is working on my behalf for our business, and it's bringing people into our business every single day, 24/7, even when I'm sleeping, even when I'm playing with the kids, even when I'm working out, even when I'm doing nothing. Okay, and this is exactly what we teach our clients, because listen, there are many ways to climb the mountain, and I've been doing this stuff online, in business, in the health space for 17 years. And I've done everything you can think of. The lead magnets, the affiliate stuff, the launches, the summits, the convoluted funnels, all of that stuff. Okay. And a lot of it I've done very well. And some of it I'm like, I'd never do that again. But I'll tell you this, what I'm sharing with you here is the fastest way to get to the top of the mountain. Is it easy? No, there's all sorts of nuances that you have to get dialed in. And if you try to do this by yourself, well, like with anything, it's probably not going to work. So really simply how this works, guys. First step is what we call predictable prospecting. This is essentially, instead of you grinding, let me just put my screener. So instead of you grinding away, posting content on social every single day of the week, that happens 24/7 on your behalf. We do that with Facebook ads. You have a message on Facebook or several ads on Facebook, and they're working like they're 24/7 digital salespeople, right? They're just putting a message in front of the right people, right? Putting your content, putting your message out there, and the right people come into your world into the next step, which we call Teach to Sell, which is essentially, for the lack of a better term, a webinar in which you are presenting your viewpoint of the topic at hand and really selling people on your philosophy and your way that you approach it. It's the single most important piece of content you need in your business. In fact, this is the only thing you need in your business until you reach $1 million in revenue. So it's, I'll often have this conversation with my clients as a reminder. I'm like, guys, so I had a client last week ask me does it make sense to, if I've got a coaching program that's, $3,000, should I offer the course version only for $500 for those who can't afford it? And I just asked them, I'm like, are you making $1 million yet? And they just started laughing because they knew my answer. I'm like, don't do anything else, nothing, until you are at $1 million in revenue. And even then, just keep doing what's working and do more of it. Because as soon as you start doing all these other things, I'm creating some programs. I hear this a lot. I'm working on my courses. No, you're working on one thing and doing it extremely well. And it's the same thing with this. You need one webinar, one good webinar. That is the only piece of content you need. When I started Healthpreneur, we had nothing. No YouTube, no Instagram, nothing. We just had our perfect client pipeline, and I dialed this in. And to this day, it's 90+% of our revenue comes from this. This is what every single one of our clients do. And it's generated more than $217 million in their businesses. Okay, this works every single time when it's done right. Okay, from the webinar, we invite people to the third step, which is ask and assess. This is essentially an application that further filters people, removes the tire kickers, and gets the right people to then take the next step with you, which is what we call coach to close. And that is essentially a discovery or enrollment call. You can do this on Zoom or on the phone, whatever you like, to have a conversation with the prospect to see if they're a good fit for you guys to work together. So here's the thing. This whole thing is built so that what happens is you have, let's say, 100 people or 1,000 people at the top here, and you end at the bottom here with 25. And I'm just using random numbers. I'm not saying this is the exact breakdown. But what this does is it kicks out the tire kickers the whole way through. It's weeding people out who are not committed. If someone's like, well, I can't spend 40 minutes watching a training. Bullshit. How much TV did you watch last night, right? When was the last time you watched a movie, right? Give me a break, man. We will invest time when it's a must. So if you don't think someone's going to read a long ad on Facebook, they will when it's a must. If you don't think they're going to watch a webinar because everyone has 3-second time span or attention span, they will when it's a must. And that's the key here, is we're only attracting committed clients. When people make it a must, they're willing to pay top dollar. And it's not about gouging people, right? This conversation about high paying clients has nothing to do with gouging people. It's about getting people who are ready to level up and step up and finally do what's necessary to achieve their goals. Because the most expensive solution in the end is the one that doesn't work. So when you charge $97 and you expect someone to figure that out by themselves, is that going to work? No, it's a disservice. It's selfish and it's stupid to be putting out stuff like that doesn't make sense for your business and it doesn't help your clients. So please, when you think about charging more, it's not about being selfish. It's about being selfless. People ask me, hey, why do you charge so much? The answer, because you are worth it. Because when you pay more attention. The less you pay attention. Think about this in your own life. When have you invested under $100 in something that cataclysmically changed your business or your life? Maybe you read a book and you had an idea in there that shifted your perspective. But for the most part, none of us humans on this planet are doing anything until we're invested. And this is the same thing if you've got kids. This is why I don't give anything to my kids. Hey kids, you want to drive my McLaren? Never going to happen. Because they don't give a shit. There's no sense of ownership because they haven't paid anything. It's the same reason why they don't want to clean up the house or their mess, because they're not the ones who have invested in the house. right? If you want to drive a car, if I'm talking to my kids, you make the money and you go buy it. I promise you'll treat that car very differently because now you have a very high sense of ownership because you put in the work, you put in the money, you understand the value of a dollar, and you're not going to let that go to waste. And it's the same thing with your clients. Listen, if you want to make health accessible to everyone, you got to get over that. You're never going to help everyone in the first place. You need to fill up your cup with the people who are ready to do the work. And when you fill up your cup, you give everything away for free to everyone else who can't work with you, right? Just look at this group as an example. I give everything away for free, everything. I don't hold anything back. Why? Because I understand that many of you may not work with us, and that's totally fine, but I'm going to give you everything I can for free anyways. Why? Because my cup is full. I'm good, right? I don't need every single one of you. I'm like, oh my God, please work with me. Like that, you have to be beyond that. So when you work with the clients who are willing to step up and do the work and commit to working with you, and remember what you're charging, even if it's $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, it's still a steal relative to what you can help them do for their life, for their health. Okay. Just understand that, right? You can transform someone's health. Is that worth $5,000? It's worth way more. So please don't let that get in your head about being too expensive. You're not making health accessible. Listen, the reality, guys, I live in Canada. Public health care here is a joke. Okay. Why is that? Because it's taken care of for most people. They don't pay. They do, but not directly. It's through their taxes, right? So when someone shows up at the hospital and it's like, well, you have this problem, they're like, okay, doctor, fix me. They go right back to the way they were living before. But if they had to put $80,000 out of their pocket into fixing the problem, they might be a little bit more motivated to change things. So that's the reality, guys, of working with people in any endeavor. And just because it's somebody's health or their fitness or whatever, doesn't mean you should be the martyr in the service of them. You helping people with their health has zero bearing on what you charge. Why should an accountant or a lawyer be able to charge 10 times as much? And we're like, as health experts, we're made to feel bad because we charge more, because it should be free or accessible for everyone. That is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard in my life. Okay. If you want committed clients, you need people to step up, and you get people to step up through their time and their money. And if they're not willing to do that, that's great. You give everything away for free to those people, and you charge premium prices for those people who are willing to work with you. And when you come from this energy, guys, when you come from this perspective of having confidence, of being results obsessed, of having expertise, of having energy and running a perfect client pipeline, this is how you attract high-paying clients, because it's part mechanics, right? I talked, one of the things here, the P, is mechanics. The other four things are up here. It's how you show up in the world. It's your philosophy. It's your mindset. It's your energy. That's how you attract who you are. So here's a thought. Are you the client you want to attract? If you want high-paying clients and you're not invested in a coach yourself, that's something you probably want to look at. I've invested more than $1 million in coaching since 2010. And I don't say that to brag, because I was an idiot for the first 3 years of my business, thinking I could do things by myself, and it didn't work. Okay. I was living below poverty line income for 3 years because I'm like, I'm smart. I can do this myself. It's never going to work, guys, right? The best of the best in the world, athletes, entrepreneurs, et cetera, all have coaches, right? It's not a surprise. So anyways, if this has made sense for you guys and you would like our help, you'd like me to work with you step by step, hand by hand, but not just me. I'm not a one-man show. We've got an amazing team of world-class coaches to help with every aspect of your mindset, of your perfect client pipeline, to get everything dialed in so you're attracting high-paying clients like clockwork. If that's something you would like, without spending all day on social media, and even if you don't have a website, and even if no one knows who you are, none of that stuff matters. Most of our clients don't have any of that stuff. And we can help them go from 0 to 6 figures very quickly. If that's something you would like, and you'd like our help to walk you step by step through the process, then just drop clients in the comments below, and we'll reach out to you, just have a quick conversation to see if we can help. If not, we'll let you know. If so, we can take the next steps and give you everything you need to make an informed decision. So anyways, that's what I got for you guys today. Okay, so those are the 5 small tweaks to attract high-paying clients. If you'd like my help, if you'd like our team's help to walk with you every step of the way to make the rest of this year the best and to get your clients coming into you, even if they've never heard of you, then this is your opportunity. Just type clients into the comments below. We'll reach out, have a quick conversation, and we'll take it from there. But anyways, if you guys have enjoyed this, drop some love. I hope it's been useful for you. I hope you have an amazing day, and talk to you soon.